Hello everyone! Today we're checking out a lizard that flaps its skin like a peacock struts its tail. Welcome to Sketchbook Biology. The critter we're talking about this episode is the Sitana ponticeriana, also known as the Pondicherry fan-throated lizard. These little guys are found primarily in the peninsula of India and Sri Lanka. They are agamid lizards that can grow up to about 20 centimeters long. 13 of those centimeters account for the tail. Their heads are covered in tiny, sharply ridged scales with crisp edges along the snout and the eyeline. The back scales are bigger than the belly ones and form tidy rows, while the sides stay mostly small with an occasionally oversized scale. The tail is slim, round, and surprisingly long, about 1.5 to twice the length of the head and body. Most individuals wear an olive brown coat with a series of dark spots down the back. This species shows pronounced sexual dimorphism, not just in size and build, but also in the presence of a throat fan or a dewlap in males. This is a longitudinal fold of skin that hangs beneath the throat. Normally, this fan is tucked under the lizard's chest, folded up like a little umbrella. But when the lizard gets excited, it can stretch it out and flash those bright colors. The females are relatively small and duller in coloration to the males. They either have no dewlap or a very small or underdeveloped dewlap. Interestingly enough, within the single species of Sitana ponticeriana, the males have at least 3 different morphs, where the dewlaps can either be colored, like the lizard we're drawing here, intermediate with smaller flecks of color, or completely plain or white. These variants mostly live in different regions, and the intermediate morph is not a simple hybrid, so research is suggesting that each of these morphs may just be a different species altogether. I have personally only seen the plain or white fanned Sitana, so I was really excited and a little scared when I saw this fancy colorful variant and wanted to draw it. You might have noticed that I'm attempting to use more color in my drawings. I don't do that very often, really not at all. I've always felt more comfortable in grayscale. This is probably a good time to tell you guys that I'm not a trained artist and using color feels strange. Not bad, just it feels unfamiliar. But this year has been about trying new things, so I'm committed to learning and making a bunch of mistakes with the drawing, adding color, and making videos all at the same time. Hopefully I grow as an artist and an entertainer. Getting back to the lizard, Sitana live in open, disturbed areas like farm fields, grazing lands, places with few trees. These lizards are almost entirely terrestrial and rarely perch above the ground. They eat mostly insects such as ants, termites, and caterpillars. And like a lot of lizards, Sitanas wait patiently for prey to walk by before chomping down. But the focus of this episode is the mating behavior of these lizards. I know, how shameful of me. These lizards breed from May to August, and when the season kicks off, male lizards change from their usual earth tone scales and develop the beautiful blue, black, and orange hues on their dewlaps. Their courtship rituals involve a carefully choreographed series of moves. It all starts off when a male notices a female just chilling in a shrub, usually about 30 to 40 centimeters off the ground. Sometimes he's not the only one to notice. Sitanas are highly territorial, and if there is competition, both males will square off by standing up, using their tail as support, or climbing a nearby branch and extending their dewlaps at each other. And once they're done looking like little flag posts, and if neither male backs down, they'll run at each other at top speed on their hind legs like tiny colorful missiles. With their dewlaps fully extended, they'll smack, scrape, and squabble, trying to flip each other over, doing somersaults themselves, all in an attempt to get in more bites than their opponent. Eventually, with all this fighting, one of the lizards will back down and will run for its dear life. The winning male will then claim the spotlight and resume the courtship. He will now climb a little higher than the female and start flashing his dewlap like crazy, sometimes more than 30 times per minute. This first round of showing off usually lasts around 5 minutes. If the lady likes what she sees, she'll climb down to the ground. The male will continue the display with flashy dewlap extensions, several push-ups, and some dramatic circling. This part of the show runs for about 10 minutes. Once the female is on the ground, she freezes in place. This behavior is called a courtship stand. The male starts circling in, inching closer. Then, out of nowhere, he makes a quick dash and gives her neck a little bite and backs off. That little nip seems to mean something because the female responds by lowering her head, arching her back, lifting her tail, and pressing her underside to the ground. This posture lets the male know she's ready. The mating itself is also very impressive and lasts nearly an entire minute. The male holds on tight, they do their thing, and they go their separate ways. The male typically climbs up a nearby shrub to enjoy his well-deserved victory, while the female heads back to her original perch. The nesting season runs from June to October. The pregnant females set off on their own and roam the landscape in search of a good nesting site. But she's very picky and she's looking for 3 key things: soft, moist soil that's easy to dig, a place that's hard to find so predators can't easily find her or her eggs, and finally, a site with the right temperature and humidity. And usually the site she'll pick will be under some bush, where the temperature hovers around 35.6 degrees Celsius with a relative humidity of about 73.6%. Perfect for egg development. Once she's found this perfect spot, she digs a small tunnel, just over 6 centimeters deep and about 1.25 centimeters wide. The digging takes little over 40 minutes, with the lizard alternating between her left and right arms like a little construction worker. While she digs, she stays alert, often holding her mouth open in a defensive gape posture just in case anything sneaks up on her. Oh, and she doesn't just dig one hole. She digs at least 2 decoy nests that are shallower and smaller, hoping to confuse predators and protect her real clutch. And when the real nest is ready, the female positions herself carefully in a low, straddling stance over the hole and begins laying her eggs. The eggs themselves are chalky white and quite small, each weighing a fraction of a gram. She then uses her snout to arrange the eggs neatly in the hole, periodically adding soil from the pile she dug earlier. As she buries them, she continues to stay alert, scanning the area for any signs of danger. Finally, she uses her forehead and her body to stamp down the soil, smoothing it over with a bit of a twist and a pat motion to seal the nest. After that, she takes off, securing another generation of these beautiful dewlap flapping lizards. Hope you don't mind, I drew a few extra things off camera just for fun and for a little bit of practice. A special thank you to all the scientists, grad students, undergrads, research technicians, and anyone else that came dangerously close to a heat stroke observing these lizards in the hot sun to create and publish their fan-throated lizard research. And thank you for watching and listening to me go on about said lizard. If you're celebrating your birthday today, I hope you're having the best day. And if you just don't feel like flapping your dewlap today, I still think you're beautiful. And if you're just out there thinking of flapping anything else, please like and subscribe. I'll be back soon. Peace.